Wow, that's your old TV?
Yeah. Have you never seen one? Oh, wow. Sorry for being like this ignorant, but I never had one of these. Remember I was poor in my young age, and yeah, I already know that. Oh, okay. So what are we doing here? Searching for some information for our essay, obviously. Yeah, I know that. But the thing is that what am I supposed to do here? Okay, under the desk there is a box and there it says BHS. Um, you have to find one that says WWII. Like worldwide too? Yeah, that. Okay. Oh, here it is. You're so quick. Yeah, you're right. Just this is going to take a few times, so just wait because this TV is old. Okay.
America. Welcome to another SOS discussion station. I am your host, Pamela Garcia, and it's a pleasure to have you here once again. Last year, we immersed ourselves into many interviews of important participants in the Cold War. This year, we are repeating the same dynamic. But now we are focused on the recent World War II and its catastrophic consequence, as you know. World War II was essentially a global conflict that took place from 1939 to 1945. It involved many countries from around the world and was one of the deadliest wars in the history. The war began with the invasion of Poland by Nazi Germany in 1939, which led of the declaration of war by France and the United Kingdom. World War II was fought of multiple forms, including Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. It involved intense fighting on the land, at the sea, and also in the air. Just imagine. The war results in the loss of millions of lives. The war came to end in 1945 with the unconditional sourcing of Germany and Japan. The aftermath with World War II had far-reaching consequences, include the establishment of the United Nations, the division of Germany into the East and West, and the beginning of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. But for today, chapter 11% our very first guest, Dylan Boss, who is going to talk about his experience during the Second World War and the panorama that soldiers get to live during the battle.
He's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, 2006.
For inviting me today. I'm glad to share my work experiences with you.
No, it's an honor having you even though you died at 2006.
First off, I enlisted in the Army on the 1st of April in 1942. I was raised by the Seventh day Adventist Church values and principles, so of course I wanted to help people that were in the war back then. But there was a problem. I needed to take a gun with me to be in the battlefield, which is something that a Seventh-day Adventist former believer couldn't even imagine to be doing. I was also told that I needed to kill others in order to become a good soldier, which I would refuse to do. Due to my persistence, I was able to go while operating as an army doctor. And there I was in Okinawa, Japan. I noticed that being an army doctor wasn't what I expected. I just had to stay in one place waiting for people to come to me. A lot of them were almost dead by the time they got to the place. Others did not arrive at all and were left dying on the battlefield. So what I did was to go to the battlefield by myself and I started to look for wounded soldiers. Some of the other doctors called me crazy by doing that, but I didn't care at all, even without a gun to help me. With that said, I began my journey. I saved a lot of people. Some people say I saved 73 soldiers, others say 75. But to be completely honest, I wasn't thinking about the number of soldiers I was carrying from the battlefield to the paramedics tent. I was just thinking on going for another more, and another more, and another more until I couldn't save anyone else, or until everyone were safe. I remember one specific thing that I did. I was preparing myself to go save more soldiers again when a grenade got to me and other four soldiers that were wounded on my sides. I just kicked it the fastest I could, and it didn't damage the other soldiers, but it did damage me. So other doctors got me on a stretcher and to go to the tent. And well, on my way to the tent, I got to see a soldier without an arm that was trying to escape. So I dropped from the stretcher and went to help the soldier. Then I kept saving more and more people. And well, due to all of the things I did, I got named by the Okinawa Angel.
Wow, you are a true hero. Only two brave people don't carry a gun while they're in the middle of the battlefield. It must be very, very difficult. But continue our program, we have a person who represents the most affected group in the Second World War, the civilian population, which was in the middle of the attacks of the opposing parties without any way of defensive.
Hi, my name is Emma, and
And let me finish what I was saying. Okay, tell us about the experiments experience as a calm and ordinary common person who like to go around surviving in the war. You know what I'm talking about, right, Emma?
were it left wounds that are unseen but still hurt. Those days remain vivid in my memory like a constant echo. Nights were dark and filled with fear. I was a doctor in a tiny hospital in a town in the United States of America, and my husband was a soldier. I didn't think that at some point all the news I heard was going to be part of our lives, and we were going to become the protagonists of those stories. One night, while helping at the local hospital, news of an imminent attack on our town shook us all. Alarms echoed through the city, and people sought shelter desperately. It was at that moment when tragedy struck with an indescribable brutality. Enemy troops stormed the hospital, sowing terror and destruction. They found me amidst the chaos, defenseless and terrified. Mercilessly, they took me as a prisoner. The last image I had was watching my home, my community, and my life crumble before my eyes. Months passed, prep years in captivity. In that dark and sinister place, hope became a distant relic. Atrocities and suffering were commonplace. Anxiety corroded me, uncertainty about Daniel's fate haunted me, and fear clung to my skin. My captors seemed to relish my distress. One day I found a desperate opportunity to escape when a momentary lapse left my cell unlocked. With my heart in my throat, I seized that chance and ran through the dark and silent hallways. Its freedom tastes bittersweet. The night covered me, but I still felt the breath of death on my back. I ran without looking back, escaping that horror towards an uncertain future. Even in the silence of the night, I can feel their presence in my nightmares. The shadows haunt me, and I know I won't rest in peace until that darkness finds its end. War took so much from us, not only the men we love, but also our innocence and peace in our hearts.
Well, as you could hear, the situation was a little traumatic, but just a little. And there is a reason why those people are like that. But let's continue talking about some people that are more professional about these subjects, such as survivor or something special.
Hello, I'm grateful to have been invited to your program. Claro, proceder no longer is provided. You know, this test because lock will be will be the
Our most important and special guest. You know that you are very important for us, right? Because you are a survivor of an attack. And you also suffered the consequence after the impact of the bomb.
Fortunately, you're right. Suffering didn't end after the attack. I introduced myself formally. I am Yasuaki Yamashita, survivor of the nuclear bomb explosion in Nagasaki, Japan. I was 6 years old when the bomb hit. I was playing in the mountain when the emergency alarm sounded, and my sister told me that a plane was flying over the country. My mother took us to a hall, which was actually a basement that most Japanese houses had at the time. And when we were about to get in, there was a terrible light. Fragments of windows, doors, and roof were blown off. A great silence was heard, and when we went out, several neighbors arrived, including a child with a smashed back. There were no doctors nearby or medicine, so he died. From where I was, we could see Nagasaki in flames, and as we approached the center of the city, we saw endless born people and orphaned children. We faced a great starvation. People went to farmers with gold and kimonos for food, but it was practically impossible to find rice, and the government could no longer support the needs of the population. A city was practically rebuilt on the bones of dead, and the bodies were incinerated. People who came to look for relatives in the epicenter died from radioactivity, and 2 days after the incident, we saw a black rain fall. At the time, we didn't know it was the effect of radioactivity, since the government and scientists did not say anything about it. Consequently, many people died. Years later, I worked in a hospital and I realized that cases of cancer, leukemia, and children born with deformities were the result of radiation. To this day, many Japanese have not forgiven the Americans for what they did, especially knowing that by that time more than 63 Japanese cities had already been bombed, and that Nagasaki was not the target to be bombed, rather the city of Kakuta. But a day before, that city was attacked, so another city was chosen, and that city was Nagasaki. America, well, it's United States did this in order to demonstrate power to the Soviets with the weapon, since Japan was about to submit in surrender. The radioactivity caused hemorrhaging, anemia, and fainting. In Japan, many were afraid to associate with survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki for the fear of catching radiation. The discrimination towards us is increased so much that I look for a home in another country, and that is how I arrived in Mexico, where I actually live right now.
Wow. Thank you very much for everything narrated as well. As to all the other guests who accompanied us on this cool and the story morning, but it come with knowledge, right? Do not forget to tune in on this channel, same medium, same time next week. No, we know if you will be the next soul in an adventure. But I'm Pamela Garcia, the loyal host of SOS Discussion Station. Thank you and have a great night.